Hello my students, welcome to this class History of Ecology. As a first class on ecology, History of Ecology has covered a brief description on the history that how the ecology has been developed and how it started and where we are now. We will discuss in this lesson some of the pioneers. We will be able to know about some of the pioneers who have enriched the subject ecology. If I have to tell you that what is the last or the from which time the ecology has got a momentum, I have to tell you about Antony von Leeuwenhoek during 16th century. As you know, Antony von Leeuwenhoek is the pioneer, the person who is known as the father of microbiology, because he has developed the microscopic structures, the structures which can help to see the microorganisms. That is a microscope. Many a times he is called lens maker, and his device help the people to understand the there is a world which is not seen with a naked eye. So he is known as the pioneer of microbiology, and he first established that these are the organisms, they are actually working in our body, or some of the detritus matter where from our energy or different minerals or the recycling of nutrients starts. So he first set the basis or the foundation of the detritus food chain, if you can say, the starting point is microbes. Then if you come to 17th century, you will find Carolus Linnaeus. Even when we talk about ecology or any subject in science, we usually deal with animals or plants. We have to discuss the mechanisms, the different regulations, the flows of energy, and different other relations between or among animals and plants. But how to identify them? That was first set or systematically prepared by Carolus Linnaeus. So he was the person who pioneered the work binomial nomenclature. So once the names were given, it became easier to everyone to discuss about them. Without the name, it is very difficult to discuss the interactions, the continuity of the food channel, or sharing of different resources in ecology. So he can be said as one person who has contributed, whose contribution has built up the ecology as a subject. Then, as you know, the person who is the most one of the uh, biggest contributor, you can say the contributions which cannot be compared with anybody else, is Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin first proposed the concept of inter or intraspecific competition. A part which is not known about Charles Darwin is that he was also a person of soil ecology. He studied the soil, how the soil that helps animals or different organisms they thrive in the soil. That is another part that Darwin used to study during his time. So soil ecology is a part that was developed by Darwin. And As I told you that inter and intraspecific competition. If you discuss about ecology, you will find there are competitions. Ecology is actually a subject where the interactions are there, and the interactions are helping animals to survive. Means there is a competition. Maybe the competition is very one way you can say strong competition or very weak competition, but some competitions are there. So Darwin is the person who first identified or first gave the concept that the competitions are there among animals. So this competition has led to different mathematical relationship later part in during the later part of the development of ecology. Then we come to Herbert Spencer. He is remembered in case of for ecology as a person who first coined a term survival of the fittest. You might have heard that it is one of the core part of the theory of evolution of Charles Darwin. But Charles Darwin proposed that those organisms who can win a competition, they will survive. This was extended by Herbert Spencer. He proposed that yes, if there is a society or a community is there, in that community the fit organism will survive. Whatever society is there, it may be a human society, animal society, or plant communities, the fittest one will survive. So he gave this concept, the survival of the fittest, which has given the competition as a cause, an aim to the competition among the animals. Yes, the competition is there to acquire appropriate resources, share appropriate resources, abiotic or biotic resources, to get a fitness for survival in the society or on the earth. When these things were discussed, there is another person came who is Carl Moebius. Carl Moebius is a person who gave the social concept, where Spencer told that the social ecology, this social ecology has been given a very standard nomenclature by Carl Moebius. It is known as biocenosis. Biocenosis is the term that is used to mean ecological community. You will find there are social communities also there. But when we talk about ecological community, we are talking a number of species, the populations of species. They are living together, sharing some common resources in a harmony. So this is what is called the biocenosis, and that was first given by the concept given by Carl Moebius. So here it is a very beautiful position, a beautiful we have history has brought here up to here a very standard beautiful position of ecology. Biocenosis, actually ecology is nothing but the discussion about the communities and sharing of the resources among the population of a community. So the concept where the ecology will move around has been given by Carl Moebius. Then Ernst Haeckel. Ernst Haeckel is the person who used the term ecology. Before that, the term ecology, which is a subject, later it has become a subject, was not used. But Ernst Haeckel first term that these subjects which we discuss, that is community and interactions, this is called ecology. Even Charles Darwin, although he studied soil ecology, he never used the term ecology in any of his writings. Slowly, when the community ecology has come, this is an ecology, a part of ecology which is dealing with the populations, individuals. It means the numbers. When we talk about individuals, it means these are numbers. How many numbers in a population? 50, 1 lakh, 2 lakhs. So these numbers are there. When numbers have come, these have come as some logical, some algebraic, some kind of mathematical relationships. So these terms, which were descriptive earlier, were given a mathematical look, that this is these are following some patterns. When you talk about mathematics, we are identifying some patterns. So Volterra has given, along with the Lotka, these are two scientists, Alfred J. Lotka and Vito Volterra. They together gave one concept, which is actually dealing the competition, the predator-prey relationships in ecology, the mathematical modeling part of the relationships, who will thrive, who will be defeated, what is the total maximum capacity. So all these concepts they have incorporated into a pattern in terms of a mathematical formula. So you can understand from the microscope, which is given the basis of ecology, has slowly grown up, and finally it has come to a mathematical term to deal with the populations. So this is during the 16th to 17th and 18th century. So within this period, up to 18th century, the ecology developed a lot. Then, if we go further, that we'll find that Vladimir Vernadsky, he has came one step forward. That is the concept of biosphere and ecological succession. As you'll be surprised that concept of biosphere covers a wide concept. The biosphere, the area where the animals, where lives thrive, the life exists, and the life doesn't come to a position on a single day. It takes time, that a place has to be occupied by some organisms, and it has to grow slowly over time, and finally it will become a very complex interconnected system. Interconnected means the components or species, or the species and the resources, they will be connected to each other such a way that everyone is dependent on each one. So he put under a concept which is called ecological succession. This ecological succession has given answer to many different types of habitats. So he can be said one of the person who has amplified the concept of ecology, which was grown during 18th century. Then Tinsley, Arthur J. Tinsley, is known for his contribution for coining the term ecosystem. You know that every system or every structure has some units. As you remember that in case of human being also, we have cell as a unit. Similarly, when a subject was developing very slowly, that subject is built up with some units. What are those units? These units are called ecosystems. So ecosystems are the unit of the overall biosphere, or in a system or habitat where interactions are going on, where the ecology, the particular interactions, biotic abiotic, is a norms for continuation of the system. So he coined the term ecosystem, and now everywhere this ecosystem has become a basis to define ecological concepts. Then Charles C. Adams is another person who first very categorically shaped out the animal ecology. As you know that the animal ecology, the ecology is mainly defined in earlier time in terms of plants, in terms of the forests, in terms of the rivers or other aquatic bodies. But the animals, their behavior ecology, the animals, their trophic levels to the top predators, these all components were put together. Although he did not define at a time what is the top predator, but he pointed out that animals have some kind of linkages, not only on the plants, but among the animals also there is a linkage from one step to the next step, next higher step. So he gave the concept of animal ecology, and that was followed by ecological energetics. This ecological energetics is a very interesting concept, because that how these animals or the biotic components are connected in an ecosystem. That Tansley gave the term ecosystem, where these animals or the living organisms and abiotic components, they are connected. How they are connected? Yes, he gave the term that they are connected through the flow of energy, and this is what he called ecological energy. And the study of this whole flow of energy is called ecological energetics. So this energetics has some quantum or some calculations. You can say quantitatively this energetics or energy that was trapped from the sun through photosynthesis is passed from one step to the next step, and stepwise it goes to a top predator or the top level trophic status. Then it comes back to the root level to start again through the food chain. So he was the first person who incorporated that in a ecosystem the components are connected through some flow of energy, which is known as ecological energetics. What are the steps where this energy is stored, and the next level of energy is passed to the higher level? This was given by Victor Salford. Now Salford's law is there. So where this concept of food web was first proposed by Salford. So the food chain where the energy is passed from one level to the next level, these are interconnected, and these interconnections are not one way. That means a food will start from step 1A, it will go to B, it will go to C. It is a one way food chain. But he said that the food goes through different ways. Food may start from A to B, or A to D, or A to C, or it may start from A to D, then C, then B. So it becomes a network like structure. So he gave the concept that the food web is one of the part which exists in ecosystem, and since these are interconnected, ecosystem may not survive, ecosystem may not exist as a single unit. Many ecosystems may exist together, since the animals are interconnected or the organisms are interconnected, and that is what he called it is a biome. Biome is a group of ecosystems which were interconnected. And then comes the Charles S. Elton. Elton is actually known for his concept, niche concept. Niche is one of the specific part or specific area, a stage or resource where animals or the particular group, they share the resources. It is, you may talk about it, it is not an ecosystem, but it's a part within an ecosystem. So he is known as father of animal ecology. He has given that niche concept that all animals, they have a particular area within which they share their resources. A food web is may or may not work, but in a niche, but in that say for example, if I talk about the honeybee, this honeybee within the honeycomb, it is a niche. But when this honeybee is interacting with the pollen outside, and this pollen, the flower, maybe many other insects are coming to take the same pollen. So it is giving a food web. But if you come back to honey bee, the honeycomb itself is a niche. So niche Eltonian concept of food chain or Eltonian concept of niche is a very popular concept in ecology. Then I will tell you the story of Eugene P. Odom. Eugene E. P. Odom is known as the person who gave the foundation of ecology as a discipline. Those people who have discussed till now, they have contributed their concepts. You can say they have contributed their individual concepts to a big bucket, and this bucket was designed and presented as a subject, a discipline, by Eugene P. Odom. So Eugene P. Odom is the founder of the subject ecology, and he has categorically arranged and designed the concepts so that the concept of ecology can be studied as a discipline. And in fact, he was the first person to initiate the ecology as a class in University of Georgia, and then onwards ecology has been considered as a subject in bioscience. Howard T. Odom follows Eugene P. Odom. He contributed through thermodynamics concept. As you know, the thermodynamics is a concept which is applied in physics or in chemistry. But Howard T. Odom has forwarded that these concepts are equally applied in case of organisms, animals, or plants in their relationships. So he contributed a one step higher level, that the subject of ecology does not mean that it is a science of only animals. It has the relationships which are following different rules and laws, which are also a part or a subject of discussion in other disciplines, say for example physics or chemistry. Then Robert MacArthur, he gave the concept theory of island biogeography. What is theory of island biogeography? That the island biogeography, this is unique. If the animals or the plants, they are there in island for long time, they slowly diverge to a new species, or they grow some new character to identify themselves as a separate population. So he gave that there is an evolutionary work which is a part of the habitat, impact of habitat, and the flow of resources within a community. So theory of island biogeography is the initiation of connecting ecology to the evolutionary concept. He also gave the ecological statistical methods, that how the population distribution in a community, that what kind of pattern it flows, what kind of pattern it follows in a community. There are different patterns: normal distribution, non-normal distribution. So in that case, you will find that Robert MacArthur has given statistically, as you know, the subject statistics, it deals with the data. The data he collected, and he has analyzed the data from the ecological point of view, and he found that yes, in a habitat or in an ecosystem, the data follows some patterns which may be normal or non-normal distributions, or there are different other types of distributions which are which are dealt in statistics, and those are also can be viewed in case of ecological populations. So I believe 18th and 19th century were the best period where ecology has grown as a subject and finally established as a new discipline for the rest of the science.